Hello, hello, amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
That's right, on Vaughn Radio. And right now it's time for Liftoff. 9, 8, 7, do it with me. I need your help here, please.
3, 2,
You got it.
1.
Okay,
0.
there it is.
Ignition.
Here we go.
Lift
Hold
off.
on, folks.
Lift off.
It's going to be a bumpy exit.
Get Ready.
There it is.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time on Vaughn Radio.
All aboard. Radio. Let's go. Welcome one, welcome all. It's Show with No Name time. I'm excited. Are you? You better be. Más te vale. This isn't your run-of-the-mill English class. Oh yeah, ya estamos con vocabulario. Run-of-the-mill is an adjective that means cualquiera. A mill is like a paper mill, una fábrica de papel, a mill, right? So if it's run of the mill, la corriente, no es nada especial. This isn't your run of the mill English show, radio show, English class, call it what you will. That's why it doesn't have a name. And don't forget, there are tons of amazing programs on Vaughn Radio all day long, from the crack of dawn till your commute home with Kyle Miller and his program Drive Time. What better way to take your mind off the traffic jam? You know, learn some English and you'll focus on that, and you won't be thinking, oh man, this mother cut me off. And to cut somebody off is entrar peligrosamente en su carril. But you cut me off, man. También es interrumpir a la hora de hablar. Look, we're already learning some vocabulary. Oh, and if a bartender cuts you off, si el camarero del bar te dice you're cut off, it means you're acting rowdy. Ebullicioso, maybe? You're rambunctious, rowdy. Wow, cuántos adjetivos hemos visto. Guys, we are up and running. Estamos en función. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Many of you who follow me on social media, you'll know I was in paradise. I mean, man, Spain is a beautiful country. But half the time, I don't think about the Balearic Islands or the Canary Islands because, well, I live in Madrid. But, wow, what can I say? Seriously, Ibiza is paradise. And I'll be honest with you, I'd been there before. I was there about 10 years ago, but I don't remember seeing too much of the city. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. The crew I was with, el equipito con quien estuve, they were like, let's go to Pacha, let's go here. And of course, I was like, let's do it. Now, the first thing I told my friends was, I want to like relax. Like, I don't want to go club. I don't mind going to a bar. I want to like have lunch in a cove. A cove is una, como decís vosotros, una cala, claro, la palabra más usada en Ibiza. And oh my God. And that was my goal this time. It was a really simple sentence. It was to see the real Ibiza. okay, the clubs are a huge part of why the tour is, but I wanted to see the beauty that initially attracted everybody to this gem. Realmente es una gema. Some of the most beautiful views I've ever seen in my life. And what was the one? I can't remember the name of the rock. I'm sure you guys can help me here because, we were there for 48 hours. It was just two friends of mine and myself. So there were three of us. And that rock, the famous rock with the energy, you know the one I'm talking about. Well, there's a lookout point, toma, mirador, a lookout point, and you walk out over a cliff. Hay muchos acantilados, a lot of cliffs. And there's a moment when you meet it eye to eye. And my friend Sean and I, who hadn't seen it before, well, no, I'm lying. We were on the beach below. And so we saw it from below, but it was a totally different ball of wax, or harina de otro costal, to see it from above, and just a magical place. And yeah, it was great. Now I'm not going to talk about vueling. Let's not, I don't, because, it's very common to bash things that we hate and companies that really suck. But let's not, we don't want to start off like that. I want to just say, I'm sure many of you have been to Ibiza, but wow, man, it's a hop, skip, and a jump from Madrid. Está al ladito de Madrid. And, depending on your flexibility, usually you can get there pretty cheap. But don't worry, Vueling will change the conditions, not the time of your flight, the conditions of your flight. So, again, I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to tell you that what a magical place it is. People were awesome. And it's funny, no matter how much I spoke Spanish to people, like, hola, nos pones tres cervezas cuando puedas, tres cañas. And he'll be like, okay, I'll be right back. You like big beer? I'm like, huh? Now, I have to say this. If you took a look at the photos, my friends, and maybe me too, I don't know, maybe I look like a guiri, maybe I do. But it was just beautiful. We went around the old town, el Ibiza Old Town, el Casco Viejo. Oh my God. And the walls of it was just absolutely beautiful. I feel like it's a place that wherever you go, you're going to get a good view. And it's got a special vibe. It's got a special vibe because, I don't know, it's a unique place. And I'm sure most of you or all of you who have been there will know that I know what I'm saying. And you know what? You can say the same for Menorca. You can say the same for Las Palmas. I mean, honestly, just another reminder, Spain rocks. We have beautiful mainland, amazing islands with their own culture too, which is a little bit different. Part of Spanish, but just amazing places, amazing history. Let's not even talk about the food, because if we get into food, you guys know what happens. Oh, man, at least wait till the third or fourth part, Alberto. All right, well, let's get rocking. We've got a lot to do here, folks, but just a little reminder, Ibiza is awesome. And I'm not just talking about what we think of as Ibiza. I'm talking about in the whole package, el paquete total. It's proximity to the mainland, at least Madrid, Valencia. I know, obviously, you can get there very, very easily from Barcelona as well. So what a gem. What a gem. Now, also, I want you to look at the dates. We had the island to ourselves. Era para nosotros, la isla. So that was really cool because you and I know if you go in July and August, the island is overtaken. And hey, it's tourism. And there's that debate. I don't live there, so I'm not going to get in that debate. But, oh, man, either way, I saw goal accomplished. I saw the other side of Ibiza. All right, folks, it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Woo! Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It's our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And, well, we are ready for some challenges. I see so many amigos that are joining us here in our group. And I just wanted to remind you guys, coming up, we've got an awesome trivia night. And, well, I'll let Juan Solo tell you all about it.
It's Juan Solo here. And you know something? I'll be hosting the next Bowen quiz at Real Madrid. That will be on April 12th. April 12th, 8:30 at Real Madrid. The Bowen quiz, I'll be the host. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun. We'll learn just a few things. We'll practice some English, of course. And we'll have a beer, too. I don't know. We have no limit. And of course, we can also have chicken with waffles. Alberto loves that. Chicken with waffles, pollo con gofres. Now you're talking. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there at Real Madrid on April 12th. Vaughan Quiz, your host, your friend, Juan Solo.
That's right, folks. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night hosted by Juan Solo. It's right around the corner. All right, let me give you guys the pop quiz. This one comes from Vaughn. This was a post that Vaughn posted last week. It doesn't matter when. They're usually pretty recent, so you can take a look at them yourself. And this is such a useful post. In fact, it's so useful that I'm going to share it right now in our live stream. Remember, if you want to watch the show, you can watch the show. If you can't, don't worry. You can also tune into the show via any of the podcast applications. So Spotify, but same thing with For Your English, which is mine as well. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your translation. Es probable que vayan a convocar una reunión. Okay, now this is a post that is Inglés para reuniones de trabajo. And I think it's worth knowing. Vale la pena saber este vocabulario. And really, it's like 10 or think about it. What do you use in business? 20, I don't know, 20, 40, 50 expressions, depending on, and then obviously you use ones that, I don't know, that are just specific. It's more like jargon, but then there are ones that are just universal. So you need to learn these business things. I highly recommend you guys pick up my buddy Kyle Miller's book. It is called Business English, and it is English from A to Z, de A a Z. All right, so es probable que vayan a convocar una reu, as you say here. Es que también con los atajos aquí. All right, let's take a look at some of the vocabulary as we get some answers from our students. Now, we've got cancelar. You can say we have to cancel. Mejor, nos vemos obligados. We're forced to cancel the meeting. You want to make it even more native? We're forced to call it off. To call off the meeting, which is a little bit different than to put it off. Posponer. Right? We've got to put it off for another day. Then you got bring forward. We'll bring it forward or we'll push it forward. Se dice en Estados Unidos. Adelantar. Okay. Asistir. There's your false friend. I love to attend your class. You don't want to assist my class. Y el otro error es el attend to, que no es con to en inglés. So, ojo, no es assist. Y luego cuando usas attend, sin nada. I love attending your class. Okay? Good. Another one. I am the responsible of, or something you guys say. There's like a weird structure that's traducido literalmente. We say, I'm in charge of. Estoy a cargo de. So, same idea, but When you say I'm the es eso. Soy el responsable. We don't say that. You can say I'm responsible for this, but it would be a lot easier to say I'm in charge of accounts, cuentas. I'm in charge of marketing, sales. So just get that, because I don't know why it's a literal translation, I imagine. Another one, concluir, cerrar. Guys, we're going to wrap up. Okay, we're going to wrap the meeting. You guys hear me say this every day at the end of the show. Guys, before we wrap up, antes de acabar. Another thing. Ahora vamos a mirar, es probable. It's probable. ¿Eso te parece fácil decir? Hasta para mí. It's probable that we won't have the meeting. Whoa, no. We might not have the meeting. It's unlikely. It's likely. So forget about the probable thing there too. Hay que reemplazarlo porque luego primero se usa mal y luego no solemos usarlo porque es más palabra, más difícil. It doesn't roll off your tongue, as we say. So it's unlikely. We may call off the meeting. We might call off the meeting. Okay? A couple other examples. Vamos a ver el otro. So we're looking at es probable que vayan a convocar una reunión. Okay. Es probable que vayan a cancelar la reunión. It's likely that they're going to call off the meeting. Do you know what I would say? Okay, that's good. That's formal. It's good. I would say they might. Okay. They might call off the meeting. Eso es el puede que, right? Es probable, ¿ves cómo no? Ni en español ni en inglés. Es probable que adelanten la reunión a mañana. It's likely that they'll bring the meeting forward or push it forward to tomorrow. Vamos a ver el de el CEO. Oh, there's another one. No es CEO. En inglés no es CEO. It's CEO. Yeah, decimos cada letra. Como VIP. No decimos he's a VIP because VIP is vice president. VP, VIP. So you can confuse people with that too. All right, let's see what our amigos came up with. We're going to go on over here to our chat room because I know my amigos mean business. Que vais en serio. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I see you guys are already bringing the magic. So many people on board. Remember, you can participate in real time if you want. And if not, you don't have to. You can participate whenever you want. You can listen to part of it now. You can listen to the other half later, or just listen to one part. There's no wrong way. All right. There's David checking in. David says, good morning. Good morning, David. How are you? Vero says, good morning, beautiful people. Hello, Vero. Great to have you on board. Kubla says, sup, smooth chaps. What's up, Kubla? Born to Iron Man. Morning, folks. How you doing? Shall we kick off this week? No doubt. Yeah, we don't have another choice. My head is still in Ibiza. I will say that. Great to see you all. Oh, and if you haven't, Born to Iron Man, just reading your name reminds me. If you haven't listened to the FYI episode on bikes, give it a listen. You'll hear from some of your fellow students. They tell us about what they like about riding bikes. There's Laura. Hello. She says, good morning. Beautiful show with no namers. Let's kickstart the week with our favorite teacher and his magic. I was ready for you, Laura. There's Vero. She says, if you go to Ibiza, well, I just went. So I won't be going anytime soon, unfortunately. A little bit late, Vero. Next time, I guess. Who knows when that'll be? Last time was 10 years ago or more. I told my friend, I was here like 5 years ago. He goes, it was like 11 or 12 years ago. I'm like, never mind. O sea, nada, ni cerca. So if you go to Ibiza, you have to go to Dome Bar. It's totally amazing. Oh, cool. Great. That's the thing. Like, I was there for 48 hours, and we just really went to lookout points, coves, calas, and really we didn't party too much. Bueno, si consideras tomando unas cañas en el atardecer, una barbacoa, having a couple beers while the sun goes down at a friend's house. Yeah, that's cool. But we didn't go crazy. As I said, my goal was to remember my trip this time. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, I don't know how Menorca is. Más común. I don't know what Menorca is like, but I was in for almost 9 months in 1996, and the whole island was breathtaking. It was a biosphere reserve. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Menorca. That's what I mean. I'm talking about Ibiza, but you could say the same thing about Menorca. And we didn't even mention Formentera. I officiated a wedding, my friend Mike's wedding, in Formentera. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Let's see. Who else is in the house? Kubla participating in today's pop quiz. He says, a meeting is likely to be called. You know what? It's right. And in true Kubla fashion, formal AF. ¿Conocéis el AF? ¿Lo habéis visto por internet? Formal AF. De hecho, creo que es Foster's Hollywood tiene burgers que se llaman Big AF as fuck. O sea, como enorme, right? So, hey, this is the kind of stuff you have to learn. Man, I'm tired. Si tú ves a alguien por ahí, I'm tired AF. I'm tired as fuck. So you are formal AF in your true fashion, Kubla. Eso es más nativo imposible ahí, eh? All right, let's see. Laura says they might call a meeting. So did you notice this, guys? Excellent, Laura. Great. It's simple. It's very simple. You call a meeting, and if you realize that later on you can't make it at that time, you call it off. O sea, es como decirle off, apagado. So call the meeting. Oye, todos, think of it this way. Call también es llamar, llamamiento. Okay, everybody, I'm calling a meeting. I'm going to call it off. And we say the same thing, un partido like in the United States, a baseball game. If it starts raining, they can take a little rain delay, but if it keeps raining, they got to call it off. So the game is off, right? So it's a good way, you know, when we can associate things, I mean, even if it's not the exact one or it works, you remember it, and job done. Let's see. A meeting is likely to be called. Great, Vero. So as you can see, there are many different ways to say it. Chris says, morning, Alberto and mates. I'm over here. Today I can't participate a lot, but I'm sticking around. I'm happy you had a blast in Ibiza. Oh, yeah, it was great. And I remember my friend saying, well, what do you want to do? I have some plans. You know, we're going to have lunch, looking at the sea. We're going to go to some... I said, what do I want to do? I just want to turn my brain off. That's it. I just want to turn my brain off. And it's a great thing. You know, for 2 days, I just wasn't thinking. I went, as I said, I didn't go with my family. So, you know, just my friends, and my friend took care of the planning. Thank you, Mike, by the way, my buddy Mike. Man, ¿no es eso lo mejor? Is there anything better than that? When you go to a place and somebody's like, leave it in my hands. I got you under control. And every place they bring you to is better than the next. Mike, you rock. Let's see. There's my dad. My dad says, good morning, Alberto, friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. Yeah, what's up, Dad? I was wondering where you were. Whoa, toma trabalenguas. Dilo conmigo. I was wondering. Yo me quito las G's. Yo soy americano. I don't say wondering. I was wondering where you were. Dilo conmigo. En voz alta, por favor. If you can say that, you are totally native. Me preguntaba, ¿dónde estabas? Me costó en español. Right? I was wondering where you were. All right, well, folks, I can't believe it. We've got to go to a quick commercial break. The good news, we'll be right back with tons more. Show with no name. We're going to play, we're going to sing, we're going to laugh, jokes, movies, a little bit of everything. And most importantly, we're going to have fun as we learn English. Folks, we'll be right back with the second part of today's Show with No Name. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, interactive, entertaining, informative, and eclectic. Yeah, why not? We talk about a hodgepodge. What? I said a hodgepodge. We've got a hodgepodge of different things. Pero ¿qué me estás contando hodgepodge? Alberto, are you making up words? You say revoltijo, batiburrio. I never heard that one. Joder, me he metido bien aquí. Mezcolanza con Z, con S también. Come on, guys. It's a hodgepodge. Yeah, hodgepodge, a mix, an assortment, an eclectic assortment too. Why not? All right, folks, if you want to learn words like this, in fact, I just wrote that one down. Follow me on social media. I post a daily video. I post quizzes. Believe me, it takes a lot of time to prepare everything, but your likes, your sharing it, your reactions make it all worthwhile. Hace que valga la pena. All right, well, folks, let's rock and roll right into today's Say What? Say what? All right, it's the Say What soundbite. Today's gonna be a piece of cake. Gonna be easy as pie. Oh yeah, I think so. All right, folks, you know how this works. You're gonna hear this soundbite 4 times here on the show today. You'll have 4 chances to jot down what you hear. Now, you're going to hear it twice now. I want you to give me a summary in your best English of what you heard. Is everybody ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time.
I mean, that's one of the things that we want to do. I mean, I just, been touring since 2003, and like anything, things get monotonous and you're doing the same thing every night. And I'd like to go, days without wearing makeup and watching my football games.
Yeah.
And
All right, there you go, amigos. That's the Say What soundbite. Was I right? Not too hard. I think it's definitely doable. All right. Okay, so let's take a look then at, well, let me give you a second, and then we'll listen to it again. That's fair. Eso es justo. Also, while we're doing that, I'll give you that minute to write it down. Let me remind you, Feria del Libro is right around the corner. You better come. Más te vale. I'll be there every weekend. I know my dates already. Ya sé las fechas. Yep. Hey, I need to know, but I can't. It's not public yet because I might have to make changes. So I'll keep you posted. Either way, the first people to find out will be in my community as always. You get the exclusive stuff first. Yeah. But we'll be there. All of us will be there between May 26th to June 11th. And I'm talking about the Retiro in Madrid for the book fair. I was at the Retiro Park yesterday with my daughter. We had a great time. She was with some friends. We also went to the theater. So that was the good part about my flight being changed. I was able to enjoy a beautiful Sunday with my family. And we went to the center, and Lara was loving. We were in the area of Sevilla, Alcalá. So, Puerto Alcalá, Cibeles. And she was like, Papi, look at the fountains, look at the statues. I was like, awesome. That's what I want. Look up, look around, be curious. And if you're that, you're unstoppable. Really. Doesn't matter what you want to learn, because you'll learn it if you want to. if you're curious enough, you know. All right, so what do we got to do here? Second listen of today's Say What soundbite. Here we go, folks. Pay close attention and write down what you hear.
I mean, that's one of the things that we want to do. I mean, I just, been touring since 2003, and like anything, things get monotonous and you're doing the same thing every night. And I'd like to go, days without wearing makeup and watching my football games.
Yeah.
And
all right, there you go, folks. Pretty easy. She speaks quickly, but that's an average. I'll give you something. That's an average pace. I don't think that's slow, and I don't think it's fast. So that's what you'll hear, maybe like I'm guessing based on all them, because some people down in the South, you might not understand them because you don't know the sounds, but they extend their syllables a lot longer than people in New York. I'm obviously exaggerating, but just okay. So you'll be like, no entiendo nada, pero si piensas que solo están como tardando más, you're like, okay. So I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. You're like, oh, I got tired as you were saying that. Oh, man. Okay, all right. Let's take a look over here and see what we've got. Laura says, does the expression, I'll take a rain check, come from sporting events? I wonder. Well, you know what? I assumed it did, Laura. I assumed it did, but I'm a curious. You know how many times a day I look up etymology? So I looked it up. And it says rain check etymology. The term originated in baseball in the 1800s. Spectators who attended games that were postponed or canceled because of weather could receive a check, right? A check, un talón, un voucher, right? To attend a future game at no extra charge. So yes, a rain check. All right. And we use that a lot. It's a great expression. So somebody says, hey, Alberto, let me buy you a coffee. And I say, you know what? Can I take a rain check? Podemos dejarlo para otro día. So you can use it in the case of me ido a la tienda. I went to the shop. They said this was 80% off. Un descuento de 80%, pero no tienen ninguna. So I can come back another day because you advertise, something like that. But in the common everyday use, a rain check is lo dejamos para otra, okay? Lo tenemos pendiente, I think would be a good way to say that. So baseball. And I'll let you know something, Laura, if you haven't listened to the episode on baseball, give it a listen. Not just Laura, all of you guys. I mean, we've, at least in the United States, we love our baseball, man. All right, let's take a look. We've got some comments coming in here. Some of you analyzing today's Say What soundbite. I want to hear what you heard in your best English. The first person to take a stab over here is Kubla. And he says, I heard an American lady saying she wanted to get a break, do something else other than work, and watch some TV. Absolutely spot on. Great. Salvador. It's a young American woman. Oh, I like that I like to guess that too. Siempre me gusta. ¿Cuántos años tiene? Because I listened to my voice 20 years ago, and it was, as you get older, your voice gets deeper. I believe that's all of us, if I'm not mistaken. So Salvador says, it's a young American woman talking to a friend about her journeys and how to avoid monotony. Muy bien. Excellent job, Salvador. I want everybody to say that word with me, porque esa es difícil. Ready? Monotony, monotonía. So, quitamos sílabas ahí en inglés y el énfasis está en otro sitio. Monotony, monotonous. I don't want to be in a monotonous job. I'm not a big fan of monotony. I need to switch it up. Difícil, ¿eh? Porque son palabras de estas que dices, fácil, la reconozco. But very, very different when it comes time to pronouncing them. Let's see. Laura says, thanks for checking, AA. Next time I'll do it myself. Oh, no, I don't mind, but I do it all the time. So that curiosity, the same curiosity, Laura, that you just had, well, that's the one I was so proud that my daughter was, Papi, look. Oh, and the greatest thing, her newest thing, because she's become a fan of Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. I'm not talking about the artists. I'm talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell. Y dice, turtle power. But the best part, every time we walk over a sewer cover, La Alcantarilla, she's like, Papi, the Ninja Turtles. I'm like, yeah, that's where they live. Oh, man, it's amazing. Just, it's the greatest gift I could ever have, seeing her be curious. And that means I feel as parents, we're not just teaching her, okay, this is the alphabet, these are the numbers, but ask questions, wonder why things work the way they work. Think critically. I know in schools now, they don't encourage that. They're like, just follow the rules. And here's what, I don't know who said this quote, and I could look it up, but it doesn't matter. The idea is the important thing. And the quote said something like, your whole life, when you're in school, they're telling you color in the lines, stay in line, quédate en la cola, no saltes, no, colors, colorea entre líneas. And then when they let you off into the real world, they say, think outside the box. I said, well, all my life, you've told me to think inside the box. That's my view on education in a nutshell, en resumidas cuentas. Now, obviously, there's a revolution going on in education, and some people are saying the old methods are the old methods. And as always, things evolve, and you hope for the best. If not, it's degradation instead of evolution. Okay, let's take a look. Who else? Anybody else participating? Laura says, I heard an American singer who's been on tour for a very long time. Tome, but I imagine you mean time. So yes, something about a tour. Good ear, Laura. And saying that she needs a break to be able to do things that she likes. Te falta la S, Laura, that she likes doing again. Great. Yeah. Okay. Just a couple little typos in there, but you got the idea. Leo says, I think she's a singer who in an interview, Leonardo, speaking of Ninja Turtles, Leo, when I was telling her, she's like, what are their names when we started watching them? And I said, Leonardo, and I thought of you, buddy. You are a bit of a Ninja Turtle. And I mean that with all due respect. I love the Ninja Turtles. So I think she's a singer who in an interview is explaining what simple things she would like to do when her tour will end. Mejor when her tour ends, cuando acabe, in 2023. Like not wearing makeup or watching football games. Leo, spot on, right? Let's see. Lupe says, I heard a young man, maybe she's a singer, who has been touring since 2003. Oh, interesting. So Leo heard 2023 and Lupe heard 2003. Well, Leo, I'll tell you this. You were spot on about everything else. Lupe, it's 2003. Good job. Let's see. So, and she said she needs a break from work and watches some sport game and does another simple things. Cuidado, another va con singulares y other con plurales. Es fácil. Other, como artículo. So another boy, other boys. She saw another boy. She saw other boys. Es un error muy común. Apúntalo todos, please. All right. So good. Yeah. All right. Sport game, some sports, you can say watching sports is fine as well. Yeah, it sounds like she just wants to do everyday things. Cosas cotidianas. And I gotta be honest, I know a lot of famous people because, well, I teach in a public sphere and people contact me about classes, and well, I've made a lot of amazing friends, and a lot of them, they just want to have like a normal life, they're just like, I just want to stay on the sofa on a Saturday night instead of, being at a gala full of famous people, because I just want to relax and watch my favorite series and, cuddle with my family. But of course, if you're a celebrity, a big celebrity, well, you got a demand. Your people want to see you too. So there's always that fight between that family time and that time you got to be out there doing press conferences if you're a soccer player, traveling. So it's a tough life, for anybody. I'm not saying, oh, poor celebrities, but that's one of the biggest things I've heard them say. Like, I just want to go to the supermarket and not be recognized. And I said, yeah, I guess that's the simple thing to ask for, All right. Salvador says, it seems that I got it the other way around. Well, guys, don't worry. Either way, you all did a wonderful job in our Say What soundbite. So let's see how you do in our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right. That's right, amigos. It's the Say What. No, it's not. It's the spelling bee. Well, you know what I mean. You guys know what's coming next, because I think you probably know some days better than I do. As I said, my head is still in Ibiza. No, digo así. But you know how many times I listened to and sang the song? I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. But when I finally got sober and felt 10 years older, but fuck it was something to do. Now I'm living out in L.A. I drive a sports car just to prove I'm a real big baller, because I made $1 million and I spent it on girls and shoes. Now I'm living. What a good song. Gotta say. You guys know that one? I took a pill in Ibiza. Well, I made a little video kind of slideshow for my friends, and I put 2 songs on it. Right. I edited a little video. I like to make a little video of my different little mini trips and things just to have the memory. And my friends were like, you got the songs, man. Because the other song that I put at the second part of the video, because it was just like a 7-minute video. So I had to put 2 songs in. And I put, this is not Miami. This is not Milan. And then the camera zooms on a cala preciosa, like one of these calas that's like, you get very difficult to get to, one of these coves. And he goes, this is Ibiza. And I'm like, wow, cool, man, cool stuff. Music really, the point I'm getting at, music adds so much. Because, you just put some slideshows together of your photos and your videos. It's like, okay, cool. But all of a sudden, I took a pill in Ibiza. And you're seeing the beautiful, Ibiza coastline. And it was cool because we went out to a lookout point at the top of the island, the highest point in the island. And it was, obviously where the telephone towers were. So we got our 5G dose that day. And, but it was amazing because you could see San Antonio. You could see both sides of the island. And that was just, just really put everything in perspective. You're like, wow, we're really standing right here, on top of Ibiza. Beautiful, beautiful. As you can see, I can't stop talking about it. And I came back Saturday night. So, all right, here's your spelling bee, amigos. As always, this is one of the more challenging parts of the show, but I know you guys will be able to handle it. This is round 1. These words all have something in common, as usual. Let's capitalize all of them. Okay, just for the sake of easiness, we'll start each word with a capital letter, and let's rock and roll. The first word is CONQUISTADOR. The second one is FLORIDA. The third one is PUERTO space RICO. The fourth one is SANTER VAS space CAMPOS. The fifth one is VALLADOLID. And the last one is FOUND T-A-I-N space Y-O-U-T-H. Woo. Not an easy one here. I don't think it's an easy one. Maybe you'll find it easy. Let's get a little water flowing over here. You know, if we're going to navigate different places, rivers, we'll need some water. Trying to give you a little clue, as always. Whenever possible, I like to pop a little sound effect in here that has something to do with our spelling bee theme or subject. All right, we'll see if anybody got these on the first go. Oh, man. Maybe that's a water fountain in the back. Right? It could be. Maybe it's the Fountain of Youth. Oh, ahí sí que te da una pista. The Fountain of Youth. Was that what? Maybe that was. I hope so. Because I ain't getting any younger. No, eso es la frase. No estoy poniéndome más joven. I'm not getting any younger. None of us. Right? All right. Going once. Going twice. Oh, really? I'm just trying to buy you some time, guys. Anybody? Anybody going to try it on the first go? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to give it to you again. I had some hope there. You got to have hope until the last second. All right. This is round 2 of today's Spelling Bee. The first word is CONQUISTADOR. The second word is FLORIDA. The third one is PUERTO space RICO. The fourth one is SANTERVAS space CAMPOS. The fifth one is VALLADOLID. The sixth one and last one is FOUNTAIN space YOUTH. All right, there you go, my amigos. That's as slow as I can go. The first one was tough then, huh? All right, let's see. It looks like we've got a few people participating. The first one to participate is Chris, who even said, I don't know if I'll be. This would be irony here, Chris, if you said, I don't know if I'll be able to participate, and you get the hardest section. Well, hey, in true Chris Valrol fashion, let's, I'm going to bet on you. Voy a apostar que las tienes bien. Let's see. The first one is correct. The second one is perfect. The third one is also perfect. The fourth one is also perfect. The fifth one is perfect. And so is the sixth one. Unbelievable. Chris Valrol, followed by Born to Iron Man, Hola, Hola, Caracola, Laura, Lupe, Born to Iron. Wow, guys, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. I was a little bit worried after the first round, but now that I see that so many of you people got it on the second round, now I'm feeling you. That's great. And hey, again, that first round, even native speakers, I'm telling you, let's say, it's not because, again, it's not because they don't know the language. But if I'm thinking about something else and you're spelling something for me, I'm going to miss a letter. And you guys know me. I'm a little bit, I'm on the ball, espabilado, but I am a little bit absent-minded, torpe en cuanto se refiere a la mente. But hey, if you know your faults, you can work on them. So that's why I've worked on being more organized as I get older. But folks, right now we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. It's both an honor and a pleasure to have you with us, as always. Thank you for tuning in, for participating, for spreading the word, and just for being awesome. Seriously. I appreciate the support. I was telling my friends, in Ibiza, they're like, oh man, got to go back to work on Monday. I'm like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to sharing my weekend, my, beautiful moments with my students in English, of course. This way we can learn some vocabulary. Coves. La palabra del momento en Ibiza, ¿no? Calas. All right, folks, don't forget, too, a little reminder. Right after today's show, you've got the amazing Ximena Holiday and her program. What was it called? Oh, yeah, Test Your English. But it should be called Test Nacho's English. Tune in today and every day right after this show on the Vaughn Radio app. Also, remember, stop by our website. If you haven't stopped by our website, you should. You can find out all kinds of information about upcoming events. And most importantly, you can get content. Follow us on social media as well. And you'll be learning English everywhere and anywhere. All right, folks, it's time to listen to our Say What soundbite for the third time. Please write down what you hear.
I mean, that's one of the things that we want to do. I mean, I just, been touring since 2003, and like anything, things get monotonous and you're doing the same thing every night. And I'd like to go, days without wearing makeup and watching my football games.
Yeah.
And
all right, there you go. There you go, folks. That is your third listen of the Say What soundbite. And right now, we're going to finish up our spelling bee. Well, wait, hang on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we've got a winner. Please give it up for Kubla. He got the Say What soundbite. Yeah. Nice job, buddy. That was awesome. If you guys want, you're going to hear it one more time, and I guarantee you can get it. And knowing your level, most of you, I guarantee you won't have too much difficulty figuring it out. All right, so where were we? Spelling bee. Now, I think Born to Iron Man, let me check out the chat room here, had said that these are, where are you, Born to Iron Man? Where are you, buddy? He says, Juan Ponce de Leon and his search for, in vez of search of, in his search for the fountain of youth in La Florida. Yeah, well, that's right. Today's spelling bee has something to do with Juan Ponce de Leon. Yo soy americano, así lo pronunciamos. Bueno, cuando hablo con mis amigos españoles, se ríen de mí. But, like when you guys say Johnny Deep, you know what I mean? It's fair. Es justo. We're even. Estamos empates. So today, in the year 1513, Spanish explorer, conquistador, we say that word, pero también pronunciado a la americana, Juan Ponce de Leon reaches the northern end. Okay, the northern end is la parte del norte, no norteño, of the Bahamas. Now, wait, I want you to see that I pronounce that differently. You say Bahamas, no? La H es muda, it's a silent H, if I'm not mistaken. Well, just think of this. There are two that you have a silent H and we don't, and they're very close to each other. The Bahamas, como pijamas, right? Bahamas, and what was the other one? Not Jamaica. I was just thinking of another one. The Bahamas and Haiti. Haiti. You say Haiti. Lo escribimos igual, pero we say Haiti. So, ojo cuando lo decimos. And somebody from Haiti is Haitian. Okay, so those are those two words that have an H in English there. The Bahamas. I've never been to the Bahamas. I've been to the Caribbean many, many times. I've been to, well, we'll talk about some of the places now, but beautiful over there, they say. Absolutely beautiful. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama, to Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go to Coca? The Beach Boys. Remember that song? Oh, man. Kokomo is a made-up place. Lo inventaron. Yeah. And, well, people called their travel agents when the song came out. Like, book me. I want a cruise to Kokomo. All of it, the whole family. And people are like, to where? Kokomo. Aruba. Like, well, we can sell you a cruise to Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Aruba, Bahamas. Come on, pretty mama, to Key Largo. Mira, es que te copiaba. Key es Cayo. Largo, Key Largo, Montego Bay, la Bahía de Montego. So the good thing about that song is a lot of people learn geography, and a lot of people realize that Kokomo is not a real place. But if it had been, oh man, they would have had a really good season. Move over Ibiza. Everybody's going to Kokomo. So yeah, he reached the northern end of the Bahamas on his first voyage. Quiero que digáis esta palabra conmigo también, porque no es voyage. It's voyage. Rima con bridge, right? Voyage. On his first voyage to Florida. You say Florida, we say Florida. El favorito de mi mujer, siempre te lo digo cuando hablamos de Florida, es Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Dice. Y ella lo dice así, voy a ver si la imito. Eso es lo que dice ella que decimos. So I said, babe, we're going to go see my friend in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And she goes, Fort Lauderdale. That's what it sounds like to her. All right, folks, a nice round of applause also for Laura. Laura got the Say What soundbite. Awesome. No surprise there. Super students such as Kubla and Laura. And as I said, I think you guys will be able to get this. I mean, one more listen. I'm sure we're going to get a few more people. So these words all had to do with Ponce de Leon. I'm going to say him the English way. Conquistador. He was a conquistador. Florida. Well, we just said one of the Florida connections. Puerto Rico. Or as we say, Puerto Rico. We say Porta. Okay, it's Puerto. We say, have you ever been to Puerto Rico? Porta. Te lo juro. And it's a popular place. Oh, yeah. I know from New York, anytime the weather would just get unbearable in the winter, I would start looking at flights to Puerto Rico. I was like, it's 2 hours away and you're in paradise. And since there are so many flights between Puerto Rico and New York City's airports, well, you're golden. You're golden. So Juan Ponce de Leon, he was the first governor of Puerto Rico. So that was one of his, I guess, claims to fame. Razones por ser conocido. He had many, many positions, though. And he was born in San Tervás de Campos, which is in Valladolid in the year 1474. So that was another one of the words that was in our spelling bee. So Florida, Puerto Rico, San Tervás de Campos, Valladolid was our fifth word, and the fountain of youth. The fountain of youth is la fuente de la juventud. Is that what you call it? So this is, obviously there are movies about it. And well, that obsession with the fountain of youth, I think, still continues. Although now people aren't looking for so much as, they're not looking for a fountain so much as like some miracle drug or operation or something, which, that's why I think my dad's got the right idea. Youth is how you feel, right? If you feel old, well, maybe you should change your habits. And obviously your body has problems. My bones get more rigid. That stuff you can't avoid. But you're, as much as you can control your mindset, it's mind over matter, man. You wake up every day saying, I feel old. You're going to be you're going to be old. You wake up every day saying, I'm going to take a nice walk, stretch my legs, do some exercise. I guarantee you're not going to feel old. Again, barred, excepto barred if you have some problems. And if you have problems, well, obviously that's a different ball of wax. It's como hemos dicho antes. I said that twice already today, a different ball of wax. And that is harina de otro costal. All right. So what do we got to do now? We just looked at our spelling bee. I think I'm excited to go to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the show with no name. And as always, this is a part of the show where we learn real English. Why? Well, where the heck do you think we learn our English when we're kids? Movies, TV, our parents too, sure, school too, but all of those influences, right? And in fact, I remember, when I lived with my family, I spoke a little bit different than when I moved out and was living in the city with my friends. And, all of a sudden, even the way you speak changes a little bit. So it's interesting, those little things, those little nuances, depending on your environment. If I move, I speak Castilian Spanish right now. But I guarantee if I go to live in Puerto Rico or I go to another Spanish-speaking nation, which their Spanish has nothing to do with Castilian, palabras diferentes, la guagua, well, like in Canarias too. Well, I would probably start saying guagua because when in Rome, do as the Romans. All right, I know I've said this many times, but honestly, this is one of the greatest movies ever. Okay? Now, it is not for the faint of heart. No es apto para cardíacos. If you don't like cursing, palabrotas. If you don't like murder, if you don't like, pimps, chulo putas, as you say, or I'm sure there's a better word. Chulo. I don't like this. Perdona, I don't want to say that second word. Is asqueroso. Chulo, I guess. I don't know if there's an official term. We say a pimp, right? I'm sure you've heard it. Anybody who's a fan of 50 Cent. I don't know what you heard about me, but I'm a mother in PIMP. So I'm sure many of you have even sung along saying, estabais cantando, soy un chulo. Okay. That's why it's good to know what you're singing. But the movie is amazing. It's just, there's not a dull moment, ni un momento para aburrirse en esta peli. All right. Well, let me give you the trailer and you'll see how exciting this movie can be. All right. In Detroit, a lonely pop culture geek marries a call girl, steals cocaine from her pimp, and tries to sell it in Hollywood. Meanwhile, the owners of the cocaine, the mob, track them down in an attempt to reclaim it. All right? Sound familiar? If you know it, you know it. Si lo sabes, eh? So in Detroit, en la ciudad de Detroit, Motor City, right? A lonely pop culture geek, un solitario friki de la cultura popular. Namely, te puedo decir, kung fu movies. Okay, martial arts movies. And he marries a call girl. Now, this is another way of saying somebody who who works in prostitution, a call girl, right? I don't know the official term because thankfully it's not my reality, that world. I've never been involved in that world, thankfully. My family taught me well. They're like, not a good world to get involved in. So he marries a call girl, steals cocaine from her pimp. We already looked at the word pimp. Proxeneta, thank you, Born to Iron Man. And tries to sell it in Hollywood. Meanwhile, mientras tanto, the owners, los dueños, los que poseen, porque viene del verbo to own, tiene sentido. I own this property. I'm the owner, okay? The owners of the cocaine, or coke, porque somos vagos, this guy got arrested for selling coke. The mob, another way of saying the mafia, we've seen it before. If not, you haven't listened to the FYI episode on The Sopranos. The mob track them down. And to track down, rastrear, seguir la pista de, track them down, buscar y captar, right? In an attempt to reclaim it, to get it back. And ladies and gentlemen, for somebody who's not participating today, geez Louise, Chris Valrol. Funny. You're kicking ass and you're not even participating. Chris says, it's true romance. I couldn't help it. You call this one, esta sí que me la sé porque como hablo de ella, a veces a gente digo, tienes que verlo. Amor a quemarropa is what you call it. Quemarropa means at point blank, ¿no? Yo creo que point blank es quemarropa. De cerca, ¿no? So excellent job, Kubla. You got it as well. Born to Iron Man says true romance is reviewed 93%. Yeah, it has a rating, Seria. It has a rating of 93% on IMDb. It stars Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper. Escucha los nombres que estoy diciendo, okay? Christopher Walken. Well, he's running too. Okay. Brad Pitt plays a stoner, un fumeta. It's my favorite role. I mean, Fight Club is great, but Brad Pitt, and he's such an important part of the story too, even though he has like 3 lines and he's always smoking. It's great. He plays a pothead. That's where I said, this guy's funny. This guy's good. You know, he's got like 5 lines in the movie, but he steals the show. And I just said the cast. Oh, and I didn't mention James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano. So what a cast. Oh, and I forgot to tell you who wrote it. Quentin Tarantino. Oh, and who directed it? Tony Scott. Remember Top Gun? Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about it. I mean, this, if you can't make a good movie with these people, I don't know what you're going to do, you know? And Tony Scott, as many of you know, it's Ridley Scott's brother, el famoso Ridley Scott. And I'm a huge fan of Tony Scott's. He's done a lot of famous movies, but he committed suicide, in fact. Very sad story, sad, tragic ending. Also, oh my God, how could I forget? Gary Oldman plays the pimp. You don't even recognize. I was like, after I saw it the first time, my friend was like, what did you think of Gary Oldman's performance? I was like, what do you mean Gary Oldman's performance? What are you talking about? He goes, Gary Oldman. And I was like, he wasn't in the movie. He goes, yeah, he was. He was the pimp. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Que es calla, no. You know, that's the real react. No tienes que meter el fuck. Pues get out of here. Calla, no me digas. So, yeah, it was such a chameleon actor that I didn't even know it was him. He has dreadlocks. He's got like gold cap teeth. He's disgusting. Somebody's a good actor when you're like, I hate this guy. It's like he's doing a good job then. What else? In an interview with the American Film Institute, speaking of Gary Oldman, fíjate, no es old man, it's Oldman, right? El man, como Simpson, te dije, la O cuando es al final y es como una E. It's a different sound, right? So they interviewed Gary Oldman at the American Film Institute, or AFI, como lo llamamos, and he was asked to name his favorite role. He said this one, and Lee Harvey Oswald in JFK. So, and he was awesome. See the movie just for his performance, or see it for the scene between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken. It is absolute brilliant acting. Like, it is just the tension. It's excellent. There's no words for it, really. Oh, and Brad Pitt, as I said, he stole the show, having 5 lines. He improvised most of his lines. So that was kind of cool too. What else? There's a purple Cadillac. Beautiful, because there's a road trip. You know, they're on the go. Están a la fuga. And director Tony Scott gave it to Patricia Arquette. after the filming, and she she was like, "Wow, what a," because pink Cadillac. Actually, it was purple, but just a Cadillac. Cadillacs are awesome, and especially if it's a classic Cadillac. Oh, and Gary Oldman, when he met with Tony Scott to discuss the project, hablar del proyecto, he told him, "Listen," Gary Oldman says, I haven't had a chance to look at the script. And no he tenido oportunidad de verlo. And Ridley Scott said, and I'm going to quote his words, "You're playing a white guy who thinks he's black, and you're a killer pimp. Eres un what was the word? Proxeneta asesino. Pero te crees negro y eres black." And he was immediately accepted the role. He goes, "Yes. Yeah, yes." That sounds interesting. I could do a lot with that role. Let's take a look then as well at the scene that I've got for you. Mentor says, "Well, can you live with it?" No leave, live. Because leave es marcharse. So it live suena diferente que leave. Can you live with it? ¿Puedes vivir con eso? ¿No? Con esa carga encima. He goes, "What?" Clarence says. And he goes, "I said, can you live with it?" And he says, "Live with what?" And again, this is where I don't want to tell you too much of the story, but he's convincing, a friend of his is convincing him, and this friend is Elvis. Es que no te quiero dar la historia. His mentor. Se llama el personaje his mentor, but his mentor is Val Kilmer playing Elvis. O sea, otro que no incluí en el reparto que tenéis que ver. It's just incredible. And he goes, "I said, can you live with it?" And Clarence is playing dumb, right? Haciendo el tonto. Live with what? And he goes, "That son of a bitch walking around. Ese hijo de la gran," no, he's talking about the pimp, "walking around breathing the same air as you. Getting away with it every day. Salir de rositas, I think you say. Que no hay consecuencias. If you get away with something, nobody does anything. Politicians get away with murder, right? Because later then they, you know how that works. The revolving doors." He says, "You're getting away with it every day." He goes, and he's getting away with it every day. Perdona, are you haunted? ¿No te atormenta? Right? Are you haunted? And Clarence said, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to get unhaunted? ¿Quieres que te deja de perseguir eso?" He says, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Well, I'd kill him. Yo le mataría. Kill him, no kill him. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro. Siempre añade una N ahí. "Well, I'd kill him. Shoot him in the face. Put him down like a dog. Matarle como un perro," he says. Put him down. And esta es otra forma de decir put him down. También es insultar, pero no creo que es insultar un perro. So ahí tenemos que saber que es execute, right? And as I said, this movie is not for the faint of heart. If you're easily offended, do not watch this movie. Do not. Warning, okay? They put one R for adults only, but some adults get offended by those things. And the same thing, I don't, there are things that I don't like. I just don't pay attention to them. I don't subscribe, you know? So she says, "I can't believe what you're telling me. No me creo lo que me estás contando." And the mentor says, "I'm just saying what I'd do." And Clarence says, "You do that?" He goes, "That fuck doesn't deserve to live. No se merece vivir. He doesn't deserve to live." And Clarence exhales. "Look, he's haunting me, you know? I mean, I do want to kill him." This is Christian Slater. No le mencionaba él tampoco. O sí, a lo mejor. Well, he's the lead, right? Him and Patricia Arquette. "But I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail." So Elvis, his mentor, is kind of like the devil on his shoulder. He goes, "Hey, man, I don't blame you. Lo entiendo perfectamente. I don't blame you no significa no te echo la culpa en este caso, sino te entiendo perfectamente. No, I don't blame you." He goes, "If I thought I'd get away with it," and then he says, "Get away with it? Killing's the hard part. Getting away with it, that's easy. You think a cop gives a fuck about a pimp? ¿Tú crees que un policía le importa un bledo uno de estos?" He says, "Listen, every pimp in the world gets shot. He says, 2 in the back of the head, ¿no? En la nuca, atrás, ¿no? O en la parte trasera de la cabeza. Because the cops would throw a party. Harían una fiesta a la policía si le matas. Look, as long as you're not at the scene of the crime, smoking gun in your hand, con la evidencia. Smoking gun es una pistola que se está echando humo, pero también es la clave que te hace culpable. The smoking gun was he left his DNA on the cigarette. No? So as long as you're not at the scene of the crime, smoking gun in your hand, you'd get away with it, Clarence. I like you. I always have. I always will. Folks, if you have not seen this movie, you are missing out. Right now, we're going to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the 4th and final part of today's show. Hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're learning. And I hope you're ready for some more challenges. Also, stay tuned. You've got amazing programs all afternoon here and evening. Just download the free Vaughn Radio app. And this way you'll never miss a beat. Also, follow us on social media. If you're not following, you're missing out. Free English videos and, the link I sent you from the Vaughn post. I mean, that's like 10 vocabulary words, 10 translations, and then you add your own. So, man, I wish when I was younger there were so many resources. Because I think if learning had been that easy, I probably would have been more motivated, honestly. Part of what I didn't like was, I have to go to the library, look it up, and do. Now I'm like, I want to know this information, and if I want to know more, I can look down my own. I don't know. Interesting times we live in. It seems like we've got everything at our fingertips, and we've never been more confused. All right. You got to have a sense of humor, right, folks? All right. Welcome back. We're going to kick off this part of the show with a section where we look at words that tend to be a little bit tricky. It's called homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophones. Show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And we'll see how you guys do on this section. Also, we've got another listen of the Say What soundbites. So hopefully a few more people will be able to figure that one out as well. But let me give you the homophones words, and we'll see if you guys are familiar with them, A, and then if you know how they sound, B. The first word is ídolo. I know you say that word. Este es mi ídolo, right? Es un ídolo. Okay. So the first word, ídolo. Okay. Somebody you worship or look up to. Now we can say it in the like in the biblical sense, Dios dijo que no hay que tener ídolos, but those are talking about like, gods and stuff. But your parents, sure, your grandparents, they can be your ídolos. I almost said it in English, right? The second word, ocioso, desocupado, vago. Si es un coche, es en reposo, en ralentí. Estar al ralentí, dejar parado, dejar en reposo el motor. Okay, so it's got many meanings there. We'll take a look at them. It's also quieto, ocioso, mundano, frívolo, holgazanear. So that's second word. Whoa. And it's a pretty, I'd say a pretty useful word, pretty rich word, as I call them. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite, folks. This is your last chance.
I mean, that's one of the things that we want to do. I mean, I just, been touring since 2003, and like anything, things get monotonous and you're doing the same thing every night. And I'd like to go, days without wearing makeup and watching my football games.
Yeah.
And
all right, there you go, my amigos. There you go. That was the fourth listen of today's Say What soundbite. We've already got a few students who figured it out. Kubla and Laura, wonderful job as always. Oh, Kubla says, smoking gun, la prueba de cargo. Yeah, the thing that says, dude, the smoking gun was you were the only one who entered the gate. Like, es que infalible. Think about it. The police walk in, they said, who did it? And you're holding a gun that has smoke coming out of it. And you're like, that's it. You can't say too much else. You can say, he handed me the gun. Yeah, but it's in your hand now. Right? So that's a crazy thing. Lesson. If somebody hands you a smoking gun, don't grab it. Tell them, no, drop it. All right. I hope you're never in that situation. Let's see. The first person to participate in the homophone section is Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man. Those are the correct words. And you say they sound alike. All right. Does Kubla agree? Yes, he does. Oh, boy. Then it's got to be. And Laura agrees as well. And Salvador. Oh, my God. Wow. So you guys are telling me here that these are definitely homophones. There's no doubt. I mean, even if in Australia and in popular China, as my wife says, China popular. I love that one. Aquí y en China popular. I love those little, that's the reason I teach you guys those little idiomatic expressions, because, you drop those in from time to time. People are like, oh, wow. You get people's attention in a positive way. All right. Well, I'm going to say both words. The first word is idol. You're my idol, right? There's a very popular show, American Idol. I don't know, there's Spanish Idol. I mean, I don't watch TV, as many of you know, and especially not fake reality shit. Just not, I'd rather read a book. I'd rather listen to a podcast about, how a 737 works. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm like the guy in True Romance, only I didn't steal cocaine. I didn't marry a call girl. Yeah, okay, no, I'm not like him. Never mind. All right, so the first word, idol. Now, usually if you have an idol, it's somebody who's successful, who's doing a lot of things, who seems like they've got everything under control, right? Somebody who seems powerful, somebody who seems strong. You look up to them. It's natural, isn't it? Right? But usually if somebody's ocioso, parao, well, you don't look up to them. So you could say an idle person is not usually seen as an idol. An idle person is not usually seen as an idol. Yes, they are, homophones. Excellent job. And Born to Iron Man, first one to get it. Great job to all of you who got it. Born to Iron Man says, do you like Billy Idol's music? Yeah, but I prefer Eric Idle's movies. Oh, yeah. Y esa se escribe de la otra forma. From Monty Python, Eric Idle, Idle. So, si no lo ves escrito, Billy Idol from the United States and Eric Idol, they're cousins, they're brothers, they're family members, relatives. You say parientes, we say relatives, because parents is padres. Oh, there's a false friend. So excellent. Let's take a look at some of the examples of idle la segunda. Okay. The workers were idle because of the late shipment of materials. Parados, no podían hacer nada. Think of a car. It's on, but that's it, right? Vago, holgazán. Helen hoped that her idle daughter would become more motivated and get a job. Okay? Idle, inútil, vacío, como una amenaza. The corporation disregarded those idle threats. Esas amenazas inútiles, vacías. That's an idle threat. That means nothing to me, right? Idle. Sin usar. The new equipment didn't fit the airplane, so it was idle in the factory. Ahí, no, sin usar. The car, Pete left his car in idle at the traffic light, or it was idling, como verbo, directamente. Quieto, ocioso, mundano. Larry spent all his money on idle pleasures, placeres mundanos, frívolas. So excellent stuff. Oh, y otra, idle chatter, cháchara, right? Idle chatter. Guys, we're going to start the class now. If we could stop the idle chatter and just get down to the nitty gritty. What? The nitty gritty. Pero antes dijiste hodgepodge y ahora nitty gritty. You know, let's get down to business. También se puede decir, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Oh, días en tu clase de inglés. In your next English class, I want you to say that, you know, you'll impress your teacher. You'll impress your fellow students. They'll be like, teacher, I know everybody wants to talk about their weekend, but let's get down to the nitty gritty. What? Are you kidding me? Where'd you get that from? And that's when you can say, the show with no name, Vaughn Radio, baby. That's how we do it. All right. We need to move on, though, folks, because we've got a double trouble to look at. Oh, wait. Did I say double trouble? I meant quadruple trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. It is our double, or as I said today, quadruple trouble. So, yep. We're going to have to draw a line here. We're going to see who's got what it takes. Because this is, if it's normally double trouble, today it's double trouble. Because it's 4, right? 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. No me lo estoy inventando. Esta ya te la di antes. Es que lo dije hace poco. And I was like, but it's too late. But hey, I helped you. I said, suena inventado. So I did use it. No me lo estoy inventando. Tenemos una clase de maquillaje de recuperación. O sea que no lo tuvimos y tenemos que recuperarla, ¿no? Una clase de maquillaje de recuperación. Así que decídete. All right? There you go, amigos. No me lo estoy inventando. Tenemos una clase de maquillaje de recuperación. O sea, la cancelé. I called it off. Estábamos mirando esto antes también. I canceled it y ahora lo vamos a recuperar. Así que, decídete. Those are your words. That's your sentence. You've got to use the same word 4 times. Good luck. Honestly, I think most of you know a lot of these uses. And if not, you will after this section. There's no doubt in my mind that you'll definitely nail it. Let's see. We've got Salvador. Okay. Salvador. Wow, that was fast, Salvador. Let's see what you came up with. Salvador says, I'm not making it up. we have a makeup class to make up. So make up your mind, Salvador. Unfreaking believable. No me quito la gorra porque tengo los cascos, okay? I do. A lot of times on the show, especially on the live show where you guys can see me, a lot of times I want to take off my hat to you, but then I'm like, oh, no, that's not a good idea. Then the headphones come flying off my head, and yeah, not a good idea. But I take my proverbial hat off to you. That wasn't just fast. It was spot on. So he says, I'm not making it up. Te recuerdo vez tras vez, la G no me sirve a mí para nada. I don't say making, and I never will. I'm not making it up. Porque making it up or making it up. Es lo que pasa, la N se junta mucho más fácil. I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. Tenemos una clase de maquillaje de recuperación. We have a makeup class to make up. So make up your mind. Así que decídete. Excellent job. All right, let's see Kubla as well. I'm not making it up. We have to make up for a makeup class. So make up your mind. Great. Laura, I'm not making that up. We have a makeup class. Laura, that's exactly as I have it. Porque yo lo he usado como adjetivo. De hecho, lo dije, I said it to a student the other day. I said, have you ever had a makeup class? Because I know you do. She said, what? I'm like, she's like, are you stuttering? ¿Estás tartamudo? No, a makeup class. So this is our makeup class. Eso sin contexto, pues esto es nuestra clase de maquillaje o nuestra clase de recuperación. Right? Interesting, isn't it? So excellent job to everybody who participated there. Wonderful job, folks. And you know what? Because of time constraints here, I know you don't want to hear this. It's the last thing you want to hear, but I don't want to rush through the last 7-8 minutes of the show. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the joke section today so we can take our time and enjoy the rest of the sections. Because a lot of times we get to name that lyric and I can't even play the jingle. You see what I mean? So just judging by time, I'm going to make an executive decision. We're going to, I know, guys, don't cry. I know how much you look forward to my jokes every day, but I promise we'll have fun at this party in our famous birthday trivia.
One, two, three. Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. It's time for famous birthday trivia. And we've got a few people celebrating a birthday. The first person was born in 1969. Now, if you look at this woman, you would never know that. You would look at her and be like, she was born in 1980, maybe like me, 1977, 85. No, 1969. My mind was absolutely blown because she looks amazing. She doesn't look a day, como decimos, she doesn't look a day over 30. And she is perhaps one of the most talented singers to ever walk the planet. I'm not an expert, and I'm not even a huge fan. But, let's call a spade a spade. And I'm not talking about Whitney Houston. Que también. And this person, they call her in the Guinness Book of World Records. This is pretty amazing. She is referred to as the Songbird Supreme. And a songbird, that's me. That's my daughter. We like to sing. We like to break into song. Nos gusta empezar a cantar de la nada. And a songbird is alguien, un cantarín, a songbird. What else? She has a whistle register, which means her voice can get so high-pitched that it sounds like a whistle. And all she wants for Christmas is you. That's it. She doesn't ask for many presents. and underneath the Christmas tree, you know, but all she wants for Christmas is you. But that's not her only song, guys. I know it's a huge one, but another one she's got, you've got me feeling emotion sweeter than I ever have. Always be my baby. And what about that one? And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. Oh, man. I am a fan. ¿Qué digo? I'm singing these songs with all the conviction in me, man. Oh, and how can I forget without you? No, I'm singing in the wrong one. I'm singing, let me get it right. I can't live as living is without you. I can't give anymore. Oh, I can't live as living is without you. All right, I'll stop. And yes, you caught me. I'm a huge fan. I said I wasn't, but I am. All right, you caught me. Fine. Number 2, I'm also a fan of this director, screenwriter. I wouldn't call him an actor. I know he calls himself an actor, and he's in some of his movies, but he's just annoying. Even, his interviews, I'm like, I just want to watch your movies. That's all. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, just some of the great. Hey, Christopher Walken. We were looking at Christopher Walken, and I guess that's why Christopher Walken became a favorite for this guy. So when this guy wrote, what is the one I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the name in Spanish now. True Romance. Today's named that movie. He wrote True Romance, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, also From Dusk Till Dawn, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill, Death Proof. Man, if you like bloody graphic movies, which I do, obviously I don't think me watching them is going to make me want to go out and kill people. In fact, quite the opposite. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to put them on for my daughter. But again, that's why there's an age restriction on stuff, You have to be able to be old enough to say, that's not what you really do, right? This is entertainment and violent at that. But that's human nature, too. And the last one, she was a part of a group, okay? And they call her the Duchess, La Duquesa. The group that she became a huge part of was Kids Incorporated. What? This was a group of kids, a kids group that sang, and I used to watch them religiously. Kids Incorporated, K-I-D-S, Kids Incorporated. A lot of people got their start there. Then she joined another band called Wild Orchid. Okay, Orquídea, I think you say. Wild Orchid. And then the band that you all know her for, Hey Mama, it's that shit that make your booty mama. I got a feeling tonight's gonna be a good night. We're talking about Fergie. That's right. Oh, I just told you the last one. Yes, there we go. Well, we are running out of time, as I promised we were going to do. So I gave you the last one. The last one's Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas. Do you guys know the other two? Well, in the meantime, let me give you, this is our Say What soundbite. This is Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas. And she says, yeah, they're talking about, what are you going to do after this tour? She was on the road for a long time, as many of you said. She goes, yeah, well, I mean, that's one of the things we want to do. I've just been touring since 2003. Things are getting monotonous, she says. And you're doing the same thing every night. No, al final es repetitivo. You're on stage, adrenaline, but you're doing it again. See, it can be, anything can be monotonous, really. And that's up to you to make sure it isn't. I think as the artist, as the performer, to say, I got to surprise myself in order to surprise my audience, right? So, and she says, I'd like to go days without wearing makeup. Maquillaje, we already looked at many uses of that word. And watching football games. All right. And the other two famous birthdays today, number one was Mariah Carey. You say Mariah Carey, I think, or Carey. I forget. We say Mariah Carey. And the last one was, the second one was Quentin Tarantino. And folks, we've got to move into Name That Lyric.
Eduardo. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name. The show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right. That's right. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And as always, I've got to tell you, this is the end of the show. You know it as well. But thank you for all your effort, just for your energy. It's great to be back. And, you know, a lot of people go back to work on a Monday or a Tuesday after a nice long weekend, because I took Friday off. Me cogí viernes libre. Man, but it's been an absolute pleasure. So I want to thank you guys for bringing the magic once again. And tomorrow we're going to come back and do it again with all new songs, all new movies. Hopefully we'll have time for our jokes too. I see now. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Es una canción by Cinderella. Buenísima. No sabes lo que tienes hasta que no lo tienes. I'm just kidding. My jokes are really bad, but you do like them. There's a little part of you that says, oh man, I love those corny jokes. Tomorrow we'll make time for them. All right, here we go. No puedo olvidar esta tarde. No, I can't forget this evening. O tu cara mientras te ibas, or your face as you were leaving. But I guess that's just the way the story goes. Supongo que así va este cuento. You'll always smile, but in your eyes, your sorrow, tu tristeza, your sorrow shows, se ve. And I can't forget tomorrow when I think of all my sorrow, y vas a oír la palabra sorrow siempre rimado con tomorrow en las canciones. Pay attention to it next time. No puedo vivir si vivir es vivir sin ti. I can't live, his living is without you. Mariah Carey, thank you, folks. Absolute pleasure being here. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Ciao for now.
Can't forget the feeling.